A season that feels like a memory you didn't live. Netflix's Me, You, and Everything Else. Season review, no spoilers. Some stories don't try to entertain you. They sit with you. Netflix's Me, You, and Everything Else is one of those rare seasons that doesn't rush to impress, doesn't rely on shock, humor, or exaggerated drama. Instead, it unfolds quietly, like a memory returning when you least expect it. Watching it feels less like consuming content and more like opening a box of old letters you didn't know you had saved. From the very first episode, I realized this wasn't a show you casually scroll through. This is a season that asks for patience, and in return, it gives you something deeply human. Friendship before love, love after time. At its heart, the season explores two friends, two lives running parallel for years, sometimes close, sometimes painfully distant. Their connection isn't loud or dramatic, it's subtle, restrained, and real. The kind of bond that grows not through grand gestures, but through shared silences, missed timings, and unspoken understanding. What makes this season so powerful is how it captures a truth we often ignore. We look at others and think they are lucky, without knowing the quiet battles they fight behind closed doors. The series never tells you this directly, it lets you feel it. Time as a character, 1996 to 2003 and beyond. One of the most impressive aspects of this season is how time itself becomes a character. The director doesn't simply tell us we're in 1996, 1998, or the early 2000s. He shows it. Through old mobile phones and pagers, changing fashion silhouettes, gradual shifts in technology, the way rooms are lit, the silence before constant connectivity took over. You don't just watch the years pass, you experience the evolution of life. By the time the early 2000s arrive, you can feel how the world has changed, and more importantly, how the characters have changed without realizing it themselves. This attention to detail makes the series deeply immersive and emotionally believable. Performances that carry the weight of years. The two lead actresses deliver extraordinary performances, not because they cry loudly or argue dramatically, but because they convey entire emotional histories with a single look. Their acting feels lived in, mature, honest. You believe them as teenagers, you believe them as adults, you believe them as people who loved, hesitated, waited, and sometimes chose wrong. There is no performance here that feels artificial. Every emotion arrives naturally, like something you've seen or felt before. The title theme deserves special mention. It doesn't try to overpower scenes. It doesn't announce itself. It gently returns at key moments, almost like a reminder of time lost, moments missed, and feelings that never fully disappear. Even after the episode ends, the music lingers, and somehow, so do the emotions. Cheon Sang-yeon, the quietest pain is often the deepest. While Eun-jung receives empathy, Cheon Sang-yeon carries something far heavier and far quieter. Her suffering isn't dramatic. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't ask to be seen, and that is exactly why it hurts more. Sang-yeon lives with emotional restraint, responsibility, and unspoken loss. Loving the same person as her closest friend creates a tension that never fully erupts, but constantly exists beneath the surface. She chooses silence where others might choose confession. She carries guilt where others carry hope. The season doesn't frame her as tragic in obvious ways. Instead, it lets her pain sit in the background,
just like people whose struggles are often overlooked in real life. By the end, a quiet realization settles in. Perhaps Sang-yeon suffered the most, and we barely noticed. The brother, a character that changes everything. One of the most impactful emotional layers in the season is Sang-yeon's brother. He is not just a supporting character, he is an emotional anchor. His presence shapes Sang-yeon's worldview, her sense of duty, and her understanding of loss and responsibility. Through him, we see why Sang-yeon chooses restraint over desire, silence over honesty, and endurance over escape. The bond between them adds emotional gravity to every decision she makes. Her love is never free. It is always weighed down by care, memory, and fear of breaking what little stability remains. This is where the season quietly devastates you. Why Korean seasons hold your attention better. Korean seasons like this don't rush closure. They understand that life rarely gives clean answers. They trust slow pacing, they honor emotional realism, they allow characters to be flawed without judgment. They let time do the storytelling. Hollywood often asks, how do we keep viewers hooked? Korean storytelling asks, how do we make them feel understood? And Me, You, and Everything Else succeeds because it does exactly that. Final reflection. This season doesn't end with certainty, it ends with reflection. You finish it thinking about who we choose to sympathize with, whose pain we overlook, how quiet suffering often goes unnoticed, and how love doesn't always reward honesty. It is serious, it is emotional, and it is deeply human. If you appreciate stories that grow slowly, respect silence, and reflect real emotional complexity, this season is absolutely worth watching. Not because it entertains you loudly, but because it understands you quietly.